In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find niches that you can literally monetize in the first month. So as we can see right here on my screen, here's a channel that we monetized in the first month. Here's another one that we monetized in the first month. Here's another one that we monetized in the first month. Here's another one that we monetized in the first month and actually made $2,700 in the first month with this one channel. Here's another one that we monetized in the first month, as we can see right here. And here's another one that we monetized in the first month. Now, if you guys want me to reload here, I can actually reload that for you. Can also reload all of the others for you as well. Now, I just showed you this to show that this is literally not luck, all right? It's not luck. It all has to do with how you do niche research and what niches you actually go into. Now, for the people who don't know who I am and why you should even trust me, I'm Stefan, 24 years old, and I currently make between $30,000 and $40,000 a month with my own Faceless YouTube channels, as we can see right here. And then, I constantly start new channels. I made $42,000 with just 2 videos that I've posted. Then I've scaled up a channel from literally $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. As we can see here, you guys can literally, verify the dates and everything. And then, it's not just me. I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, if we look here, Andrew Martin, we've helped to monetize his channel in the first month, as we can see right here. Here's another student, $7,000 a month. Here's another one, step before monetization. Here's another one, 2 channels monetized in 7 weeks after starting the training with me. Then here's another one, $23,000 a month. Here one, $31,000 a month, and many, many more. Now guys, if you need the exact same kind of help, then check out the first link in the video description, book your call, and let's see if we can make it happen for you too. All right. If you're committed, I'm sure we can make it happen. All right. Now, that being said, let me first dive into, what exact kind of criteria we are actually looking for, because this is a massive thing where most people go completely wrong. All right. So number one, all right, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in that niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. Now, something that most people don't really understand about YouTube automation is, or not about YouTube automation, but about YouTube in general, is that YouTube is a marketplace. It's a marketplace of videos, and every marketplace has supply and it has demand, right? What most people do is very simple. They go into completely oversaturated niches, like, for example, the top 10 luxury kind of niche. They go into niches like here, for example, this one, luxury cars and stuff like that. Yes, you can still succeed, but you will in most cases not succeed if you do the exact same thing that he's doing. And most people do exactly that. So they will, for example, find this exact niche and start copying the most popular videos on this channel. They will immediately go ahead and they will copy this video right here. Now, that's where most people fail already, right? They do not identify supply and demand on YouTube, all right? Now, you want to look for a niche where there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. The reason for that is very simple. If you actually find a niche that has over 100,000 subscribers in your niche or a channel, the problem is that YouTube has already a bunch of trust with this channel, okay? Why should they push your videos before they actually push their videos, although they already know that their videos satisfy the viewers? They know that their videos, keep the viewers on the platform. They know that their videos actually make them money, right? So that's why we're not looking for any huge competitors in our niche. Then there are no smaller channels failing. If there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, that is a huge red flag, all right? Because if there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, what makes you think that you would be special if you do the exact same thing as everyone else? Why do you think your channel would succeed? All right, let me know in the comments. Maybe you have some reason, maybe you have better content, maybe you have all of these things. Let me know, okay? Then the niche is not older than 6 months. In most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, there will be a bunch of channels failing, and there will also be channels with over 100,000 subscribers. I can create better content than my competitors. Now, for you guys, you don't specifically have to create better content. You can also go ahead and create longer content. Now, make sure to not skip this part, by the way, all right? Because this is very important, okay? Then I'm actually interested in this niche. That is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in the niche, okay? Then, is the niche monetizable? Very important, otherwise you're not going to make any money. So let me just reload this page. Why is Nexlev not showing anything right here? So here we can see with the tool called Nexlev, I'll speak a lot about that in this video because we will actually use it later on in this video to, use Nexlev and Claude to do niche research for us later on in this video. So I'll show you guys exactly. But yeah, Nexlev is a tool, like a YouTube kind of research tool, that is like 13 euros a month, but it is quite helpful, if I can say it like that. I wouldn't show it to you guys if I wouldn't use it myself. So with Nexlev, you can, for example, look at the RPMs, you can look at all of these things, which is obviously quite cool, and helps us to make decisions if we want to go into a niche or not, right? So here it's currently loading up the RPM. This sometimes takes a little bit of time, but yeah, we'll get back to that in a second. And then obviously huge bonus if you can actually post long videos in that niche, because then you have a higher RPM. Now RPM is what you actually earn per 1,000 views, okay? Now you can increase that with long videos because, very simple, you can place more ads, okay? So YouTube can actually show more ads. So here we can see for this channel, the RPM is currently, almost $5, so $4.50. Usually the RPM is a little bit higher than Nexlev actually states. So I'll actually link it in the video description. Check it out. It's like 13 euros a month. I have a discount code and everything, so check it out. All right. Now, as I say here, must-have tool, Nexlev for niche research. Now, very important is that this does not need to be 100% with all niches you find. And it's going to be very difficult to, be 100% with this, with all of the niches you find. It's going to be difficult. All right. If you actually get it 100%, that's where you blow up channels exactly like I did with that one. All right. So now we know the niche research criteria. Let's actually get into the niche research method. So I'll firstly show you guys the homepage method. I know a lot of you guys are here for the Claude method as well. I'll show you guys exactly how to do niche research with Claude. But I always say you need to know every single way to do niche research because you will need to do niche research with every single different way. Okay. So the first thing we use, or what I have always used, is the homepage, right? I always call it the dummy account. All right. The dummy account where we actually do niche research. This is, in my opinion, a legendary way to do niche research. And this is, in my opinion, the way kind of almost the best way to do niche research. All right. So this, what we see here right in front of us right now, is actually my own dummy account. So as we can see here, it's just a normal YouTube account that's called niche research. And on this account, okay, as we can see right here, we only see faceless niches. So for example, this one, probably don't know it yet. Yes, I don't even know this channel yet, all right? So this account is actually so optimized that it's constantly showing me new niches on the YouTube homepage, all right? It's only showing me faceless niches on my YouTube homepage. Here's another one, Tony Talks Business, right? Didn't know this channel, so then I'll go ahead and subscribe. It's actually doing pretty well, okay? Now, how do you actually set an account up like this to be actually able to do niche research on an account like this? So we'll actually come back to this account in a second, and I'll show you how I use it to do niche research. But let me first show you guys how to set up an account like this, all right? Hopefully I don't have anything open in, okay, no, don't have anything open in incognito. So my YouTube homepage is good to go. All right, so imagine you actually signed into a YouTube account. So imagine you are signed in here and you just created a brand new YouTube account that you want to use for niche research. Now, very important to note is that these dummy accounts are only used for niche research, not for, watching some kind of random videos or private videos or stuff like that. Only for niche research, okay? And then make sure you actually log in, because I see a lot of people, that they doing niche research in an incognito account. You actually want to create an account exactly like I did here and be logged into that account so your dummy account actually gets saved, okay? So what you're going to do then is you're going to look up anything you're interested in. For example, the biggest houses. Just as an example, okay? As I said, this can really be anything you're interested in. So if you're interested in animal content, you go ahead and you do animal content. I don't really care what videos I'm going to post as long, as I generate revenue from them. So I really don't mind. But if you want to go into a specific niche, you want to make sure that you look for that specific niche, okay? Let's actually click on this video. And what we're going to do now is, obviously, first have a look, okay? The video is faceless. That's something very important. You can actually also hold your cursor on the video just to make sure that the video is faceless. Now, once you clicked on it, you're actually going to watch this video for a little bit. And then you're going to scroll down and look for more faceless channels here in the suggested tab. So here's another one. And the cool thing is, while you're warming up your channel, not warming up, but while you're optimizing your YouTube homepage, you can already find niches in the suggested bar right here, right? This is also, by the way, a awesome way to do niche research, is just kind of clicking your way through YouTube. And, here on the sidebar, we very often find some good niches as well. So here beyond 0.98. So here we can see, okay, it only has one kind of video that did well. So in cases like this, we always need to be careful when we're picking a niche. We do not want to pick niches that have one-hit wonders, all right? So I call it one-hit wonders if they have only one video that went viral, all right? So I'll actually continue here on the sidebar. This channel is not good. So we'll continue here on the sidebar and let's see what else, what other kind of faceless niches. So here's another faceless niche. It seems like, yes, this niche is faceless and we can click on it. Here's another small channel, again, small channel in the suggested tab. And here we can see, all right, this channel is doing a little bit better. So it seems like quite new. It seems like they very recently changed up their niche. What we can see here is they actually, like tried this niche first, didn't work because again, everyone was doing it. Maybe some of you guys saw this niche already. I mean, really, everyone was doing it. And they switched up their kind of niche, not the complete niche, but they switched up their topic. And it started slowly actually getting views, as we can see right here, 14,000 views. Now, imagine this channel here had more views, then it would be almost perfect, right? Why am I saying that? Because we can see very, very clear patterns in this channel. So whenever you're doing niche research, always look for patterns on these channels. Like for example, here we can see the thumbnails are very similar all over the channel, which is always something we want to look for, because then we can take that viral kind of thumbnail style and replicate that for us as well. And with the replicating, I don't mean copying, okay? We always want to look for proven concepts and use them. We do not want to reinvent the wheel. But yeah, actually, we just need to continue clicking here on the sidebar. So I went too deep into that one. I hope you guys learned something there. But yeah, we go back to the search bar and we just click our way through not the search bar, but the suggested bar. All right, let's see. Here's another one. Let's see, again, a pretty small channel, so 12,000 subscribers. We can also open that up. 24 videos posted until now. And if we look at this channel here, just as an example, it's very messy. So there's no kind of proven concept on this channel. So even if this channel would get pretty good views, we wouldn't probably go into this one, all right? Now, after you've done this for a while, and I really mean a while, right? So you don't want to do this for like 10 minutes or something. You really want to do this for a while. Then you can go back to your YouTube homepage, okay? Now, on your YouTube homepage, you will then actually see here, faceless video, faceless video, faceless video, faceless, faceless. Here's maybe something already pretty new. So here we can see like YouTube is actually pushing small channels. 200 subscribers with 20 videos, and it's on our YouTube homepage. Okay. Then we can see here's another Earth Archive small channel again. So this is super awesome. And we will see like just a bunch of faceless channels on our YouTube homepage. And trust me, the longer you actually kind of do this process, the more optimized your YouTube homepage is actually going to get. And that's where it's then actually going to get as good as this YouTube homepage that we can see right here. Now, once it is quite good, I really want you guys to install Nexlev, all right? Is Nexlev needed? No. It's not needed, but it is super helpful. It's going to save you a bunch of time, all right? So once it's installed, you can literally scroll down your whole YouTube homepage, okay? We would actually manually have to scroll it down and look for small channels getting a lot of views, right? But the cool thing is with Nexlev, what we can do is very simple. So I'm just going to scroll down even more, okay? And then let's say you scrolled until the bottom, then you can actually click here on filters and you can filter, subscribers to view count. You can either filter this. Here we can see, okay, this channel here got 200,000 views with a channel, that has 450 subscribers. So then we open that one up and we have a look. Okay, this video here seems like a one-hit wonder. All right, then we continue. Let's see here, another channel that's doing super well. 380,000 subscribers, 380,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. Didn't know this one. Let's have a look. And guys, I always subscribe to these channels. If I see small outlier channels, I always just go ahead and subscribe to them, especially if they look good. So let's have a look here. 17,000 subscribers, 2 million views. okay? And I didn't know this channel. It's doing super, super well. Have a look at the views. So this channel here, just as an example, 1.2 million views in the last 7 days, right? Then let's have a look. Groundbreak. Let's have a look how this channel, 400 subscribers. And they've had a massive outlier here, okay? So this is kind of the niche research, my favorite way of doing niche research. Now, I know all of this seems and looks super, super easy, all right? It is easy. It is easy, but it takes time, okay? Niche research is a process that we do not want to rush. And setting up your account exactly like mine, it just takes time, right? It really just takes time. And this is like something you do not want to rush, because once your account is fully set up, you will have a super, super easy life, okay? Now, if you need any help with this, if you want me to, help you guys to set up your accounts and all of these things, then as I said, guys, just check out the first link in the video description, book a call, let's work together and let's see how fast we can actually scale you up, because it's not just me that's getting monetized in the first week. Here we can see Maurice, who monetized his first ever YouTube channel in just 13 days. Okay, so here another channel that absolutely exploded. Here, first $1,000. Daniel actually monetized this channel in the first 2 weeks. Here we can see it, right? Let's have a look here. 1 month monetized. Let me have a look if I have some more screenshots of. I know I have a bunch of monetization screenshots, but I always just need to find them, all right? But I think you guys trust me, right? So here, another channel monetized and many, many more. So if you're kind of looking for the exact same help, here, another channel monetized, then check out the first link here, monetized in 20 days. If you want the exact same help, check out the first link in the video description, book your call, and yeah, let's scale you up. All right. So then we have the niche transfer method. So this is quite interesting. Okay. This is something where you find something that is already working. I'm just trying to find something very quickly. What can we do? Let's have a look. Let me just give you guys the kind of the easiest example. So we have medieval times, just as an example. So we have this channel here, and then we have, what's it called? Before fire. Yes. So let's say, for example, you did niche research and you found this exact niche. In most cases, you don't really want to go ahead and you want to copy this niche one-on-one. All right. You really don't want to copy this niche one-on-one, but instead what you want to do is you actually want to look at, what exactly are they doing? And you want to think about like, hey, how can I actually do this exact same kind of content, but just for a different audience? So if you look at this channel here, just as an example, this channel is posting videos on medieval times, so on medieval people, like for example here, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times. Then we have this channel here that's called Before Fire. This channel actually got sold. My guess, because they completely changed up the content. But yeah, if we look at their most popular video, we can see here why you wouldn't last 24 hours in Stone Age. So they literally took this exact same niche and just moved it to a different market. And with that, you basically then have absolutely no competition. Okay. Now, if we look at, let's have a look at some more. This is like kind of the easy way to do it. Let's have a look here, wild states. So here, just as an example, this channel here is doing videos on animals, right? On animals from the US. So what we could do now in this case again, is we could take this exact same channel, all right, and just replicate it and do videos for animals from Australia, animals from Germany, animals from Canada, right? So here, history archived, exact same thing. We can take these exact same kind of content and we can just move it to a different country, just as an example. All right. So that is like the niche transfer method. These days it's known like niche bending, but this works really, really well. And yeah, especially if done correctly. All right. Then we have X niche leaks. So if you're lazy, okay, this is something you can do. You can also look into this here and there. Why? Because sometimes you find some good stuff. So what you will do is you will actually go ahead and create an X account, and then you look for niche leaks, all right, on X. So a lot of people actually post niche leaks on X, okay? So let's see here, Faceless niche leaks. and let's have a look. All right, let's see what we can see, what we can find. Sometimes, like, I'm not the biggest X user, so sometimes I'm a little bit struggling with it. But here, just as an example, here, this guy here is constantly posting niches. And just because they're posting the niches, right, that doesn't mean that, all of these people are actually going to go into it. So best case scenario, here's the but the best case scenario is if we actually, go here to, let me just look up Faceless YouTube leaks. Okay. Let's actually go here. And then best case is if we actually go on the latest tab, right? And we find posts that not a lot of people have seen. Like, for example, this one, Vision of Fear. All right. This is a channel that was literally posted, let me look, 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago, right? Like, here, 300 people saw it until now. And what's the chance that one of these people actually go into that niche? So this is also, like I said, a kind of a lazy way to do niche research. Sometimes you find some really good stuff on X, but I really recommend these two. All right. And now we come to the part that everyone was waiting for. So we actually get into how we use Claude and Nexlev for niche research. All right. So for that, I actually have this whole huge prompt here. Okay. I will leave it in the video description for you guys. So I'll leave a doc there with the video description. So you actually, I'm just going to copy this. You actually just have to make sure that you actually have here, if we go to connectors, that you actually have Nexlev connected to Claude. All right. Then you're actually going to go ahead and you're just going to paste this inside Claude. All right. Boom. And you can change up the values and everything inside here. Like I said, I'll leave it in the video description and you can send this off. What Claude is now going to do is it's going to use Nexlev to browse whole YouTube to find channels that specifically fit these metrics that we kind of described inside here. So for example, monthly views needs to be over 1 million, monetized, revenue potential is $5,000 a month, and so on. This is like the most underrated way of doing niche research right now, especially if you don't want to scroll the YouTube homepage, okay? Now, this takes quite a while to load, so I will actually get you guys back once this is done and fully loaded, all right? So I'll get you guys back then. All right, so it actually finished off. My light in the background actually went off, so it took quite a while. It took like 10 minutes or something, but it's super, worth it. Like if you, just as an example, do something else while you want to do some niche research, you can, put in this prompt and then, just wait for it to go. And then once it's done, you actually have a look at the prompt or at the results. All right. So firstly, we have this channel right here. All right. So I'm just going to open a few channels to show you guys exactly what it actually found. Okay, and how good this actually is. So make sure to, try this out. I'll link it in the video description. I'll link Nexlev and then also this prompt and everything. So have a look here. Julian Talks Canada. Here, this channel is doing super well. So let's see, 200,000 views in the last 7 days. Here's another one, small channel. This one is doing 120,000 views every 7 days. Here's another one, 400,000 views in the last 7 days. Here's another one, 240,000 views in the last 7 days. Here's okay, we opened that one already, but let's open some more. Let me see here, FBI Uncovered. So let's have a look here. This one, 6,000 subscribers. This one is doing 70,000 views in the last 7 days. So obviously, not all of them are going to be very, very good, but, some of them are going to be really good. Yeah, 500,000 views in the last 7 days. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So niche research got super, super easy. Here, this one, let's have a look. Okay, this one is a little bit dead, as I can see it there. So sometimes it makes some mistakes, but this is super, super good. So here, let's have a look. Here, I think it's a sleep channel. And, this one is doing 270,000 views in the last 7 days. Not bad, right? If you guys have any questions, let me know to this. This is super, super good. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'll show you guys exactly how to connect it and everything. Like I said, I'll link it in the video description below. Then, yeah, guys, if you have any questions, if you need my help to kind of scale up your own Faceless YouTube channel, like we did here, for example, with Andre, who we scaled up to $30,000 in gross revenue in 4 months. All right, in 4 months, that's absolutely crazy. Okay, here 2 consecutive $1,000 days in January. Here student monetized and many, many more. Guys, just check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together or not. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.